Hi, Bob. First of all, I think we were all probably a little worried when we saw that you weren't out there making the pitching changes. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had a little foot thing pop up during batting practice, and I didn't want to limp out there and limp back and take a bunch of time. So that's all.
Okay. Could you reflect on this series as a whole, particularly the troubles your pitching staff had keeping that offense in check?
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what beat us. We couldn't hold them down. And, Ramon's home run felt like a 1,000-run homer at the time. We felt really good about where we were going. Frankie was pitching really well, had good stuff, good velo, good breaking ball. And then all of a sudden, a big inning kind of derailed it a little bit. And then we just couldn't hold them down after that, unfortunately. They swing the bat well. You have to make good pitches against them. It's going to be a battle to the end. We just couldn't do enough, on the pitching end to hold them down. And then you start to press a little bit, even though our guys had a good attitude every inning, even going into the 9th inning and getting some guys on. And, we battled to the end as you would expect, but just not enough.
Martin Gallegos.
Hey, Bob. The bullpen was obviously, great all year. I know the Astros have a really good lineup, obviously, but is it a little bit surprising when you take into account how, every game it seemed like it was hard to kind of stop those rallies from getting longer?
Yeah, you look at the numbers over the course of the regular season with our bullpen. It was, we had a lead. We have a lead after the 6th. We usually won. So, it didn't happen this series, and we struggled to hold them down really the entire game at times. So, just a good offensive team that hit their stride at the right time.
John Hickey.
Hey, Bob, it looked like you were going to take that lead from 3-0 to 4-0 when Reddick makes that catch in the corner. How was that? Momentum is something we've talked about for the entire postseason, but how much of a swing was that?
I don't think so. When Ole hit it, I didn't think it was going that far, and he caught it two-handed. He's a great defender, but I don't think that took any wind out of our sails. One run at that point, we would have just meant 4-0. So I don't think it meant that much. It was a nice play.
Melissa Lockhart.
The Astros defense, though, in general, was really good in this series. Can you talk a little bit about what makes their infield in particular so special defensively?
Starts with their shortstop. He seems like he's always in the right position. Can't get anything by him. He's got a terrific throwing arm, and really was an igniter for them the whole series, both offensively and defensively. He showed up offensively at the right time. He's just he's a great player. So, when you're talking about a lot of shortstops in the league and a lot of the good defensive ones, he's right there at the top.
Manolo Hernandez doing.
Hello, Bob. Congratulations on another fantastic season, my dear friend. They have the same core of players since 2017, basically the same team. How much do you think the experience factor played into this series, Bob?
For them, probably. That's why they've gone as far as they have every year, is due to the experience, and the teams played together, and they're a really good team. When you're a good team, you try to keep them together. So I don't think we were overwhelmed by experience. We went into this series thinking we were going to win for sure. And, we played well against them in the during the regular season. So we should have had a lot of confidence going in, got into a little bit of a hole, won a big game yesterday, got off to a good start today. So I don't think that we were thinking about their experience. It is an experienced team that's played well for years now.
Matt Kawahara.
Hi, Bob. Just with the way that the ball traveled throughout the entire series and the number of home runs that were hit, how did that affect the dynamic of these games? Well, you knew to an extent there was never going to be a lead that felt like it was too big. I'm shocked that Marcus's ball didn't go out. That's a ball that now all of a sudden we're within 2, and that's the way the series is going. I don't know. Maybe the wind was blowing in at that time or whatever, but every ball that was hit like that at 100 miles an hour seemed to go out.
That one didn't. And if there was ever a momentum swing, that was probably the biggest one. And that, that ball goes out. Now it's a whole different ball game again.
Ron Kroichik.
Bob, you talked about the bullpen, but what about your starters? None of the four in this series made it through the fifth inning. I think Chris Bassett in the White Sox series was the only one in the postseason, and that's uncharacteristic, it seems. Is some of that youth and nerves or over adrenaline, or any thread you can connect?
No, I think in the postseason, you tend to go to your bullpen a little bit earlier anyway when you have a strength, but we just couldn't hold them down in any facet as far as the pitching went. We had some stretches where we did, both out of the bullpen and the rotation, but nothing sustained through 9 innings, and that's why they won the series.
Got time for 3 more. And Killian.
Hi, Bob. I know it's been just a hot second, but any reflections on this weirdest of all seasons and getting through it?
Maybe later. It's not like there was a point during the season that you forgot about it. I mean, it was always a bit of a struggle for everybody, for every team. As far as getting used to it, I don't know. It seemed like there were different hurdles that you had to try to get over, but it's an even playing field for every team, and we knew it going in, and we knew it would be tough. 60 games felt more like, a regular season, but even playing field for everybody. So our reflection is that our goals were lofty, and we fell short of them.
Martin Gallegos.
Bob, I know it's super early for this, but did the thought at all cross your mind about that being Marcus Semien's possibly his last at bat? I mean, being a free agent, not knowing what could happen.
No, it didn't. I mean, you get kind of lost in the moment. It doesn't surprise you that he put together a great at bat in the shadows with 2 out and the whole bit. But no, I haven't thought about that yet. I'm pretty close to Marcus. We'll be in close contact here. And I wish him the best, whatever happens. Obviously, we'd love to have him back. He's meant so much to this organization, not only as a player, but as a person, as a leader, is what he means to the community. There are a lot of reasons that we would love to have Marcus back.
And we'll end with Susan Slusser.
Bob, obviously a lot of teams are missing key players this time of year, but what did Chapman's absence, particularly in this series, maybe mean for you guys? Yeah, it hurt. It's one thing to have key players struggle some, but you always have your core guys and your voice and your leadership, and he meant a lot to our team. We'll never use anything as an excuse. Obviously, defensively, there's nobody like him. So, and he makes everybody better out there. So we weren't as good defensively, but you know what? Jake Land came and did a great job. Pinder did a great job. We're not going to be able to replace Matt this year, but we felt like the guys that came in and had to take over for him did a good job for us. We just fell short.
Thank you, Bob.